Hello, welcome back to the podcast Journey to Well. So today is one of my nerdy selves dream to talk more about skincare and the science behind skincare and hormones and how our skin changes over time. So today I'm joined by Dr. Ebru. She's an immunologist. She founded a skincare company called Aveseena. She's also a 4/6 emotional generator, which we were just talking a little bit about human design before we hit record. So I like to pepper in a little human design in our conversation so it makes it a more easily digestible, which is kind of funny that when you reached out to me, one of the things that you said was you like to talk about skincare and the importance of ingredients, dosage, and administration, and make it easily digestible for people to understand. And that's all we're going to talk about. So before we get all into that, first of all, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I'm very excited to chat with you again. And I would love for you to give a little intro of yourself. Who is Dr. Ebru? What brought you to Aveseena? And what brought you to where you are today?
Sure. Thank you, Hannah, first of all, for having me. And hi, everybody. So, as she said, my name is Dr. Ebru, and I'm an immunologist and a molecular medicine expert. And for years, I worked on the impact of estrogen on the immune system and how estrogen modulates the inflammation, why women have a stronger immune system, and also on the other side of the sword, why would they get more autoimmune diseases? So that was the heart of my research, and how Aveseena came out of that research, because due to personal reasons and also the beauty industry pissed me off, and here's how. So when I was doing my PhD, my skin used to break constantly due to stress, you name it. And of course, when you're doing PhD, you're working 14 hours, 16 hours a day. You are either not eating anything or binging on fast food when you find it, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't help your body or your face from inside out. And when you add the stress on top of it, oh God, it's a bad cocktail, it's really bad. So I started breaking out, and when you're a student, every cent counts. And however, I found a way. I got in and went and bought this mint colored skincare brand. You all know it since the 80s, saying, oh, we're good for acne prone skin. And then I got it, I started using it, and a week later, my skin turned gray. I'm like, I'm not kidding you, it looks gray. And my husband was looking, I was like, your face looks great. And it's morning. I'm like, what are you talking about? And I looked at the mirror. I'm not kidding you. It's like skin color, but it looks gray, like
Mm-hmm.
extreme dullness. I don't know how to explain. So I freaked out. Of course, I had to go to the lab, and my professor is looking. I was like, you look weird. I was like, I know, shush. No, we're not discussing that. And that's the day when I got really, really mad, because we have all this science available. We have dermatologists, we have immunologists, we have everybody. And these big companies have tons of money to employ all this science into these overpriced products to offer us better stuff, which they choose not to because it's more profit. Everybody loves a profit. Who doesn't? But it's not ethical. So I think that's the day when I got mad and said, enough is enough. I'm gonna figure this out. So I started learning cosmetic formulations, cosmetic chemistry, got into that, and then I decided to combine all the knowledge and background I have in immunology, dermatology, molecular medicine with cosmetic science. And that's how Aveseena was born. And the first testers are my mom and dad.
Love
And
it.
my dad was a transplant surgeon and a general surgeon, and my mom was an oncologist pathologist. Both of them are very hardcore. Every time I discuss my research with them, they would be much more tougher than my professor on me, saying that, oh, you didn't do this, you didn't look at this paper. I'm like, you're not supposed to know everything. They knew everything, believe me. I'm like, okay, we'll do this. So when they started testing it, and my mom and dad put me on the spot. It's like I'm defending a new thesis, right? They're like, did you do this? Did you do that? Did you do the microbial testing? Did you do this? Did you do that? And I was like, yes, 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 yes. And this is the principle. And this is why we're doing it. And this is all the signs of inflammation we're focusing on, and blah, blah, blah. And my dad was like, kid, you're onto something. You got to share this with the world. You're doing something good here. This is working. And that's how Aveseena was born.
Mm. I love that. I love your dad, by the way. I was like, oh my gosh, sounds so hardcore. Maybe not growing up. Maybe I wouldn't want that dad growing up, but I love that journey, and I love that they were able to challenge you and really push you to create this beautiful company. So let's define, you said it a couple times, let's define inflammaging. What is that? What does that mean?
So before we go into explaining what inflammaging is, I want to clarify something that the beauty industry and the food industry have been pushing on us
Mm,
for the last year. That is inflammation. And they've been pushing this, saying inflammation is bad, you need to do anti-inflammation, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's clarify one thing. They don't have one immunologist on board who knows immunology, okay?
okay.
You need inflammation. It's the type of inflammation that makes the difference.
Hmm.
So, if we don't have inflammation, you don't have anything to defend you against microbes, you'll be dead. All of us would be dead, pretty much.
Wow.
No? So, the acute inflammation, let's go into the types of inflammation. Acute inflammation or systemic inflammation is the one that says, okay, there is a bug here, and this bug is not good. It could be a bacteria, it could be a virus, and I need to defend you. It's your own SWAT team, it's your own army. Sit in silence. And then it starts every minute of the day. So after it defeats the microbes, and inflammation goes up during the defense, and then after it defeats it, it goes starts going down, starting the healing process, because those tissues, those cells are damaged and needs to be cleaned up, tidied up, and healed. However, what is bad is the chronic inflammation. When inflammation is always up, it could be due to lifestyle changes. It could be due to stress. It could be some internal problem going on with a certain kind of disease, like autoimmune diseases, neurodegenerative diseases, that kind of stuff. So inflammation goes up high and it cannot come down. So when it's really high, that is the chronic inflammation. It's always there and it starts attacking you. So that is the inflammation type we do not want to be on all the time. Inflammaging is right in between acute inflammation and chronic inflammation. So inflammaging is the silent, quiet, micro level of inflammation. So it's not as high as chronic, where you're seeing the signs like breaking out or you're getting sick, that you can actually see what inflammation does. Inflammation is down, silent. It's doing the trick behind the closed doors, but it's still doing the damage. So why does it happen? Lifestyle, bad night's sleep, bad food, extreme stress. Everybody's going through extreme stress these days. That increases cortisol. And what it does is, especially stress, it tells your brain fight or run. But it's not that your body is not going to know if you're fighting or running. So what it's going to do, it's going to try to conserve energy and resources, and it's going to start dimming down everything, dimming down the energy. That includes the energy that goes to your immune system. Okay? So that's why you get sick easier when you're stressed. That's another reason. So, but what it also does, it induces inflammation. That's silent inflammation. And what does it do in the long run? You start aging prematurely. That's the one that's reflected on the skin. It mirrors on the skin. You start looking tired more than ever, more dull more than ever, less hydrated, and in the body, your joints ache, you can't sleep correctly, everything adds up. So that is inflammaging. And I'm the first one to talk about it in the beauty industry. And now everybody's picking up on it, which is great. I love it. But the most important thing, and this is why I wanted to talk to your audience, was it's about the correct science, the correct information, not scary science. I don't believe in scary science.
Mm. Well, it's a good point, and something that maybe other people can align with on this podcast and in my community is we talk often. I've talked with functional health coaches or nutritionists, and we talk about it in terms of food, and it's not so much, I mean, obviously it is what you're eating, but we talk a lot about what you're eating and not when you're eating it or how you're eating it or in what capacity you're eating it. And all of that makes such a huge difference. In human design, I talk about it a lot because we have a digestion type. And that's how not only how we take in food most easily, but also how we take in information and how we kind of digest the world, like process our information. And we all have these different ways that we most easily assimilate food and nutrients. And so why wouldn't that also be applied to skincare, which is, it's not just, and that was something that we talked about previously, it's not just the ingredients, it's the potency and the dosage of the ingredients. So can you speak a little bit on that? Because I think that's
Sure. Sure.
fascinating.
So what you said actually resonates completely with the skin care. So everybody thinks that skincare, and that's what industry made us believe, that it's something to be fixed. It's not something to be fixed. It tells you what's going on inside. It's
Wow.
your body's way of talking to you, right? So when you're talking about information, this could be knowledge, this could be food. Food is also information.
Hmm.
It is processed in the body, and then your skin says, I don't like this. You're not getting enough water, or you're getting too much stressful information. So when you say how human design shows how you process that information on so many levels, it's perfect. It perfectly aligns with what your skin is trying to tell you in the morning, saying, I look like crap. Why do I look like crap? That's why. That's why
Hmm.
it's telling you, it's like you need to change something. There's a process problem. So when we go into the ingredient type and the dose, that is very important. So anything like, for example, you're choosing the information that comes into your mind and in your space, right? Like, for example, you don't want to listen any news today, any negative news today. So you don't turn on the TV and you don't get that negative energy.
Hmm.
That is a choice. Ingredients in skincare is also your choice.
Hmm.
So a good formulator can choose ingredients that work together and place as much as ingredients into a product as possible to make it multitasking. And there is a certain dose for every ingredient. And this is how it's determined, either with scientific research where you can find it on PubMed, or suppliers do their research in their own lab and give you this information sheet saying that, for example, for peptides, you can use it from 1% to 3%, and this is the effective range. If you use it less than 1%, it doesn't make anything, but if you use it more than 3%, it's useless. You don't need to. It's like overloading. You don't
Yeah.
need it. So this is the sweet point. So a good formulator knows those and selects those. However, there are some companies out there that sells, for example, pure powdered niacinamide. This is one of the ingredients, vitamin B3. Why would you sell pure powdered niacinamide? What are you gonna do with it? That, like, it is crazy. Even in the lab, when we're handling these ingredients, we wear gloves because that's a pure ingredient.
Mm.
So what's it could cause allergies, the pure ingredient. It's so powerful. It's 100% powerful, right?
Mm.
Why would you sell that? Because in PubMed, for example, for niacinamide, and PubMed is where all the researchers, all the scientists upload their papers. All, you can find all the scientific research there. So when you look there, the percentage that niacinamide was studied was 5%. And even at 5%, they saw 90 to 95% positive results.
Mm.
Why would you go above 5%? It's marketing.
Mm.
So marketing is a good way of selling everything. However, it can hurt the people. So that's where the science gets in.
Yeah. Yeah, which is so frustrating, I think, as a consumer, as a generally uneducated consumer. I clearly do not know as much as you. That's so how do we navigate, I guess, this, okay, this might be good skincare for me. I mean, yeah, and then how do we figure out like what's good for me versus what's good for you? What's a good skincare company? I mean, obviously yours, but but just to navigate like what are good skincare products and not good skincare products.
Well, one of the things is you don't need 10 products on your face. You don't. And your wallet doesn't need that much. Okay? Because nobody's rich enough to buy poorly made or cheap products. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a marketing angle out there in the beauty world where they say their product is very cheap, but they are not putting the money into the packaging and everything, and they sell it
Mhm.
very cheaply to the masses. So it makes me think, where did you cut the corners to make it so cheap? Because I know all the ingredient prices. They're not cheap, especially now. They're very expensive, especially peptides are hard to make. They're made in
Mhm.
the lab. They go through all these very rigorous testing. None of the stuff that really works is cheap in the beauty
Okay.
world. I'm sorry. So that's the reality of things. So when you see a very cheaply positioned product, it makes me question, where did you cut the corners from? Did you
Mm.
cut it from the science? Did you buy the products in bulk? If you bought it in bulk, are you using it before the shelf life is over? Or is it like effective? Or is it high quality? I wouldn't touch those because I tried those, by the way, because I was curious. I broke out. It took me a month to fix my face.
Yeah.
And I was like breaking out everywhere. It was bad. So that's the cheap products side. And then there is a very, very expensive luxury heritage product side. And one of them is Chanel, like one
Mhm.
of the examples. And when you look at there, and because I'm in the business, I'm looking at the ingredients, I'm like, this doesn't cost that much. This is not $3,000 cream. I mean, this, for example, there's one cream, La Mer. Everybody's in love with it. I'm looking at it, it looks the same nearly with Nivea ingredients. I'm like, I'll go get Nivea then, you know?
Wow.
So these are my personal experiences, and I can only imagine how confusing it's going to be for a daily consumer. So that is why we're talking about science and all this today
Mhm.
with you. So what can you do? What can you do? How can you protect yourself? If you can, go with the testers. You have a question, ask for a tester because a good company would have a tester set. We have one, by the way. You can get on our website, you can get the discovery kit, and it will be 15% off for any of the products you're going to purchase later.
Um,
Because here's the thing, we love our cream, but you may not love it. That's personal preference. We know it works, but again, it's personal preference.
yeah.
So it's like colors. You may like blue, I may like pink. That's easy.
Mhm.
So that's why we would like to give that freedom. But most of the big companies don't have a tester kit they sell.
Mm.
They say, buy my $3,000 cream, and if it doesn't work, return it in 30 days. Do you know how hard it is to return anything to big companies? Oh my God. I'm not going to discuss that. That's another story. So that's one thing. Go for the testers. Test that. If you like it, then purchase the big product.
Mm.
That's more cost effective. Don't go for the very cheap products because when you're going for cheap, at the end of the road, the result to fix is going to be more expensive. You're
Mm.
going to pay more money in the long run.
Mm.
Third of all, don't buy like 10 different creams to solve 10 different problems. Find a cream or a serum or a skincare product that focuses more than one problem. You need a multitasking product.
Love
It's
that.
enough to have one cream that does the trick during the day and night. That way, even though if that one would be more expensive because it has more ingredients, more peptides, more hyaluronic acid in it, in the long run, you're saving money
Mm.
because you're using less. You are touching your face less, which is better because your skin doesn't like to be touched a lot. Remember COVID days when we had the mask and it was causing acne everywhere it touched?
Yeah.
That. So three things. Don't go for the cheap stuff because it will cost you more. Look for companies that are transparent, has all the ingredient listing and all the science on their website. If you're not satisfied, email them. Someone will should answer you with the answers you need. Three, get the tester kit, try it yourself. So you will have a peace of mind. Look
Mm.
all for all the tests, all everything you're putting the money in. And this is an investment in yourself. Don't shy away from investing in yourself. And please don't believe in the marketing tricks.
Mm.
Six things.
Three things, six things. Just kidding. No, thank you. That's really helpful. And I will say, I have tried your products, thank you. And something that I would maybe add that I notice as a difference is you don't really need a lot of, especially the cream. I mean, really everything. The face wash, like I just did a couple dabs and the face wash kind of foams really nicely, which is what was really cool for me. But even the serums and the lotion, I have it right here. What's it called? Yeah, the perfection cream, like it slides on very easily. So I feel like I also have gone the cheap route in my younger years, and you just feel like you have to slather so much on and you go to bed just with these layers and layers because I have very, very dry, sensitive skin and I've always had that, and it has improved in probably in the commitment that I've taken in my skin. So it's not quite as bad as it was when I was younger, but I used to, I feel like, just have to like lather everything up and then go to bed, and I would still wake up with really dry skin. So that was something that I noted that I wanted to make note of with you, and just for everyone listening, if they're interested, is it goes on. So I feel like you really don't need, it's just these little dabs and then it just really slides over your skin very easily. And you still feel hydrated, which is very important to me. Not everyone has dry skin, but it's really uncomfortable, to like feel like you have dry skin and you need to put more lotion on all the time. Uh-oh.
True, true. I mean, dryness is one of the things.
Yeah. I don't know if the internet is going out, but I think it's okay. I think it just
Okay.
blocked us for a minute. We're talking about Mercury retrograde, so we're just
Oh
trying to
yeah.
make it work out here.
Mercury retrograde, we're not in, but right now it's
Feels
brutal,
like it.
whatever you call it, the shadow or what? I've been shadowed
It's
big
the
time this
full
week.
moon. We had a full moon yesterday, so I think it's the full moon just still doing its thing. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know. If it goes like this at the night, I'm gonna get on the top of the roof and start howling.
So another thing that you said that I would love to touch on is talking, and I know a lot of your research is on hormone changes and how that affects our skin as we're aging. And that I agree, I think is something that we don't really talk about often, especially like pregnancy or menopause. I mean, I think we talk a little bit more about the teenage hormone and like the acne and all of that. I've always kind of heard about that, but not the latter years of our lives. And I know that a lot of your research has been on specifically estrogen, but just hormones and skin fluctuations. So can we touch on that as well?
Sure. So it's hard to be a female. Okay. As a female,
Amen.
I'm gonna say that we don't have a breather. When you're a teenager, you're going through all these hormonal changes. It affects your how you think, your personality, your confidence levels, and on top of it, if you get cystic acne, oh boy, that is not
Yeah.
fun. So you go through that, and then when you're in your reproductive years, during the month, we go through these hormonal and I don't want to say mental. Mental is not a very good word, but soul changes. Let's say soul changes, right?
Sure.
Like how you feel, what you go through, what your perception is, and that also reflects on your skin. And one of the things that we've been told that you have to, especially during like teenager years and especially reproductive years, if you're an oily skin, right? You're supposed to use non-oily products, that products that doesn't have any oil in it. You
Mm,
have to cleanse like crazy, which breaks you out more. So
mm,
that was the information that the beauty industry pushed on us, but the dermatologist was like, no, 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 no. You don't wash that much. You don't strip your skin. You're gonna make it worse. But with the social media now, the dermatologists are explaining this to the masses, saying that no, that is wrong. So
mm,
that's the thing. And as you go through pregnancy, your skin is again changing. Your body is changing, for God's sakes. I mean, becoming huge and lots of swelling. Did that, been there, done that. It wasn't fun. Everyone's like, oh, you must be in bliss. Now you're pregnant. I'm not. I'm just bloated. I want sushi and I can't eat it. I am miserable right now. It's
Oh,
not easy. I mean, it's a blessing. We have a very healthy daughter. I'm grateful for that. But boy,
mm,
it's hard on the women.
yeah.
Hard. And your husband asks like, why are you always complaining your feet are swollen? It's like, would you like to have a look? Because
Yeah.
they're humongous. I can't wear my shoes.
Very much.
But that all that shows up on your skin. Again, all those changes because estrogen is just rocket high when you are pregnant. And then you give birth, everything comes crashing down.
Yeah.
You know, some women go into postnatal depression because it's too hard on them. Some of them are like me, I'm like, I don't feel anything, but I'm not okay either, you know?
Yeah.
So, but again, your skin feels after pregnancy feels like paper. Mine felt like dry paper, and I was like trying to figure it out, you know. But then after some time, it normalized. Then you start getting into perimenopause.
Mm,
Perimenopause, sometimes women break out badly,
mm.
badly. I mean, I had that too. I was like, am I a teenager again? What's going on? And I'm like, I don't want this. That was the estrogen trying to like going up, going down, going up, going down.
Mm,
So your body, your skin is trying to like, whoops, estrogen's up. Okay, let's break out again. Oh no, we're back normal. And then you go into menopause. That is not fun. So what can you do? What can you do? I mean, men are pretty much stable, like a
yeah.
line. They're pretty much stable. But women is like up, down, down, up, down. Ooh, just a little bit flat, up again. So all you can do is for your skin is this. Keep it clean, but not stripped clean. Keep
Mm,
it moisturized, but not overloaded. Don't suffocate it. And go for the peptides, go for the good antioxidants, go for the clean ingredients that you would like. And your skin is gonna tell you when you apply it, it's gonna look like, oh, I'm so happy, I'm moisturized, I feel good, you know, or it's gonna look like, this is not enough. You need more moisture. Change your cream, you
mm,
know. So listen to your skin. Look, it's
mm.
not your enemy, it's your best friend. When it's looking bad, it's a friend asking for help, for helping for an intervention, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the very summarized version of it.
I love that. It's your friend asking for help. I love that because it can be. I actually didn't struggle that badly with acne. My sister did. I didn't. I had the dry skin situation. I would have like these dry patches, like the red dry patches on my face in the winter, and I had eczema on my body growing up. Um, but it's this indication. It's our body talking, exactly what you said. It's just our body talking and saying, hey, something's not working. So, what can I try to switch it up? And you mentioned this in the beginning, but just, I think it's worth reiterating of it's our skincare and it's also how we're sleeping, what we're eating, the exercise we're getting. I mean, it's so multifactorial. And I know that when my skin looks the best, it's when I'm doing all of those things to nourish my body
Mhm.
and doing the skincare on top of it. It's never just one thing, no matter what we're talking about. It's never just one thing is the answer. And so playing around with all of those things. But yeah, thank you. Thank you for that information. I have one more question and then I want to talk a little human design. Um, there's this serum, and forgive me, I did not go online and research it, but it's your microalgae immune B3 serum. I'm so curious about this one. I don't know why. I'm just so curious about it.
Why are you curious? Tell me why you're curious.
It looks different than the other products. It smells different than the other products. It goes on really well. And algae just is an interesting word. I'm like, what am I putting on my face for
Oh,
real?
algae, it's you know what algae is? It grows in
Mm,
the sea, you know. So it's the extract of the microalgae. It's rich in vitamin B12 and we have niacinamide in there, snow mushroom, and hyaluronic acid.
okay.
Yeah, and peptides.
Okay.
And um you just need a tiny bit of that, just a tiny bit, not too much. Because I like water-based serums, and that's like a gel.
Yep.
People cannot see it right now. It's like a gel. Sometimes during the summer, you don't want to have a cream, especially if you're outside and it's scorching hot. But still,
Mm,
you need to be moisturized, and still, you may need to have the peptides and the niacinamide and the antioxidants. In that case, the serum is ideal because it's water-based gel
okay.
and you can put it on just a tiny bit. 2 drops is enough for the whole face and the neck, and
Mm.
you're be done with it. Um, that's the beauty of it. I mean, it and also it makes more like my pores to look smaller and lifted. It just shrinks them. So I
Okay.
have pores. Yeah, I have everything. I have pores. I had acne. I had everything.
Which is so good to hear the differences, because I've worked with skincare companies before and everyone has a different story, and I think it's really important to tell everyone's story because we all have different skin and we all have these different things that we deal with.
Yeah. And we have you didn't have a chance to try those because those just came up a week ago. We came out with a new device called Anka Face and Body Treatment device.
Okay.
And that is a LED light therapy device, has
Hmm.
3 different LED lights and also radio frequency, EMS, ultrasound, and you can use it on your face and you can use it on your body. And it also has 2 gels, one for the body, one for the face, all and I don't want to say anti-aging. I'm gonna say preventative aging, you know.
Mm.
So what this does is everybody knows the LED light therapy is a thing now. It's in
Hmm.
public, everybody talks about it. However, I like the tools out there, but they're so tiny. The surface is so tiny. You have to do hours and hours of application.
Okay.
You can do it only to the face. I wanted a device that I could do it on my face and on my body because my body goes through my everything that my
Hmm.
skin on my face goes through. So why make a discrimination? It's a
Hmm.
discrimination, you know?
Hmm.
So um, this device can do the face and the body. It has the LED light, it has all that, so it helps visibly with the tightening. So it's like taking your face to the gym. So you can work out your muscles in your body, right? But you can't do it on your face, especially for some people like me. I sag. I sag. Like I'm getting older, I'm sagging. I'm not wrinkling as much. But that means that I need to work my muscles a little bit more than somebody younger, right? So that means I need to take my face to the gym. So basically, this device
Love that.
is your facial gym.
I love that.
So,
I love red light therapy. I'm
oh yeah,
very
and it's
supportive.
on Instagram. You can see the difference how my face lifts up. I mean, my face, half of my face is droopy, the other one goes up.
Yeah,
It is interesting.
so fun. Thank you for sharing that. It is it's so interesting, and I do the red light therapy on my face, on my body. Absolutely love it. Really helps with inflammation too and pain on your body. So, and I love the face aspect of it too. So, thank you for sharing. Let me pull something from your chart. I think I think I just want to talk about I always talk about energy centers, but I'm going to talk about them because so for you, are you familiar with the chakra system at all?
A little bit.
Okay, so human design body graph chart, like you have, I'll show you this and anyone watching, like this is your human design chart. So it kind of looks
Okay.
like a body. You have your head up here and then your like tailbone down here. And so we have all of these centers in our human design chart, is what they're called. And they're either going to be colored in or not colored in. And a lot of people, I really should have the percentage. I think it's only like 20% of people have a defined crown center, so that top triangle, and a defined ajna, which is the bottom triangle, and you have both of them colored in. So I want to just kind of chat a little bit about that. With our energy centers, these are our two head centers. Everything else is in our body. So one of the things that I always say when I'm working with clients is look at how many energy centers are in your body, and that's how much information is coming from your body versus just our two energy centers in our head. So all of your information, like you said, should be coming from, most of our information should be coming from our body and listening to our body and how our body is responding and reacting to ingredients, sleep, food, rest, stress. So our two head centers, you having the defined crown and defined ajna, anytime we have a defined center or colored in center, it just simply means how I explain it is we have more consistent access to the energy, the characteristics of those centers. So our crown is how we like take in information. I always like pull my hands down from my head. It's how we receive information, how we take in information, and then the ajna is how we process the information, how we then move that, like all of our thoughts continue to move down into our body. It's how
Mhm.
we learn and how we process and how we how we take in information. And having them both defined, it means that you consistently take in information in a similar way, and you process information in a similar way, which you strike me, and I don't know you very well, so I mean these are like kind of just like outside perspectives, but you strike me as someone that is pretty mentally sound and like a little headstrong almost, and it kind of just makes sense to see. It's just kind of cool to see the defined head center and ajna center defined, and it's not that we're stubborn or it's there's nothing like good or bad about having a defined or undefined center, but it's just more the way in which we process the information is more consistent versus most people are going to have at least one of those two centers undefined. That means that you're really open, like you might feel a little bit more mental pressure, you might feel a little bit more open to, oh, like I can receive information in all these different ways, and like maybe even sometimes a little more indecisive too, which shows up in your chart other places as well. But anyway, that's your little human design tidbit for today. um, I want to close. I have one final, just fun question to close with. But if people are listening and they found you very interesting, they want to check out Aveseena, they want to learn more from you, where do you hang out? Where can they connect with you? Where can they learn more?
Sure. They can visit our website, Aveseena, Aveseena.com, and then they can shoot out an email from there if they want from the contact pages. Or if they're more social media inclined, they can find us on Instagram as Aveseena and send us a DM or drop a comment. We always see, we always answer. If it's even light, we still answer.
I love that. Yeah. And I will tag or I'll, list all of that in the description below. You can click the tags, you can follow up that way. Okay, so I'm doing a new thing on my podcast. I used to close with the same question every time, and now I have these rotating questions.
Okay.
So, um, hmm. Okay, here's your question. Last question. What does peak performance mean to you? And this is beyond productivity, beyond being like really productive. But if you look back in your life and you're like, this is where I feel I've really hit my peak performance, what does that mean to you?
I did my best.
Oh,
Yep, I did my best. And unfortunately, I'm a perfectionist. Okay. And my best is a little extreme. I go to town. I'm like, we need to do this, 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 this. I have a checklist for
yeah.
doing that. But I need to be satisfied. I need to satisfy my urge, saying that did I cover everything? Did I do it right? And was it ethically correct?
Mm,
That is my peak performance. Because if I could put my head to my pillow with 100% peace, that is peak performance.
mm, mm. I love that. And it's so funny you're a generator because or like keyword as a generator, knowing that you're in alignment is feeling satisfaction. So that's like literally the word we use.
And this is
We
where the
use it.
music comes in. I feel no satisfaction. What was that song? Rolling Stone,
I,
Rolling Stone song.
yes. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for coming on, Dr. Eber. This was such a fun conversation and thank you for educating us and sharing your wealth of knowledge. I appreciate your time.
For having me, Hannah. I hope we entertained everyone.
I think we did.
Okay.